Good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9, where every local story starts here. Starting out our newscast today, we've got some good news from the Madison County Animal Shelter. Plus, bomb threats at 2 schools result in lockdown, and Lexington Police are in need of your help locating a missing man. We're going to take a look at the snowy weather outside with Sam and your sports report today with Michael Watkins. That's all coming up here today. But first, on our WBON TV big story of the day, it's some good news from the Madison County Animal Shelter. They have provided an update on some feral dogs they took in a couple of weeks ago in an emergency rescue. Out of a group of 12 dogs that were brought in, 8 of them were able to be moved to kennels. However, 4 of those dogs had been struggling to adjust to living in the shelter, and shelter officials concluded that they required special care. Last week, in a social media post, the animal shelter asked local rescue organizations for assistance in caring for those dogs. Today, the shelter says all 4 have now been safely placed into foster homes with rescue experts in working with their respective breed and needs. According to the Madison County Animal Shelter officials, these rescues are providing the specialized care and attention the dogs need. The Madison County Animal Shelter thanked the people who were able to share their post and get in touch with local rescue organizations. If you would like to support the shelter, you can always donate through their Amazon wish list. Well, Kentucky State University and Lexington Christian Academy were both placed on a lockdown this morning after receiving bomb threats. The threats were made between 8:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. and were believed to have originated from the same source. KSU's campus was evacuated as a precautionary measure, and authorities conducted a thorough search of the premises. While the situation at Lexington Christian Academy is still under investigation, the school was placed on lockdown as a safety precaution. Both institutions are working closely with law enforcement to investigate the threats and ensure the safety of students, and staff will have more details on that as it becomes available. Lexington Police have issued a golden alert for a 23-year-old Devondre Stevenson who has been missing for approximately 3 weeks. Stevenson was last seen in the 700 block of Hertzbrook Road wearing black sweatpants and a black shirt. The individual is described as 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing 170 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair. Police are concerned for his well-being due to a reported mental health condition. If you have any information regarding Stevenson's whereabouts, you are asked to please contact 911 immediately. A city commissioner in Winchester has raised concerns during a meeting Tuesday after discovering some discrepancies in pay raises between different city employees. A vote was held during a city commission meeting on October 15th to give raises to city employees. Reportedly, the raises averaged at 6.7% on top of the 4% annual cost of living increase. City Commissioner Hannah Toole said that initially she was happy to vote in favor of these pay increases. However, she then did some digging and made an open records request to see the specifics of the study that was used as the basis for the raises. Toole said she discovered that we would receive what I would consider minimal information regarding the knowledge they were given before the vote. She reportedly found stark differences. We were told each person would receive at least 1% of their raise, said Toole. What information I found, in fact, was that some raises were as low as 0.1%. In contrast, the city manager of the HR department reportedly received a 36% and a 19% raise, respectively. Additionally, the current city manager and the HR director have only served a year in their role and were reportedly both also on the board that oversaw the pay study. Toole brought forward a motion on Tuesday night's City Commission meeting to rescind their vote on the raises. The motion failed to pass. One public commentator who opposed the motion said, "Are we going to halt pay raises for a city for 150 people because you're concerned about 3 individuals?" City Mayor Joellen Reed said that the process was done all above board. However, Toole says she will explore other options. "We're not thriving in money," Toole said, "and that's a concern for me as to how we will sustain this pay increase if it stays at this rate." She has proposed that if the current raises were rescinded, all the changes would be set to raise to 1% for employees who have been tenured with the city for a year or less Overall, this would result in a 5% increase when including the city's annual 4% cost of living raise. This is, of course, a developing story, and we'll have more as it becomes available. Moving over to Eastern Kentucky, a former Letcher County Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins has now been indicted on a charge of murder for the killing of Letcher County District Court Judge Kevin Mullins. The indictment was handed down by a Letcher County grand jury earlier today. The Kentucky State Police led the investigation into the case, and the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office and the Attorney General's Special Prosecution Unit presented the evidence to the grand jury. Steins is scheduled to be arraigned on November the 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern. As the case progresses through the legal system, further details are expected to emerge in this very interesting case. Well, a 50-year-old inmate, Roy Arredondo Jr., has tragically lost his life on Wednesday evening following an altercation at the United States Penitentiary in McCreary in Kentucky. The incident occurred around 6:50 p.m. when correctional officers intervened to break up a fight between two inmates. Despite immediate medical attention provided by staff and emergency responders, Arredondo Jr. succumbed to his injuries. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has been notified and is investigating the circumstances surrounding that fatal altercation. Arredondo Jr. was serving a life sentence for drug trafficking and racketeering charges. He had been incarcerated at USP McCreary since December the 5th of 2022. Well, in a significant step towards addressing the ongoing opioid crisis, Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman announced the allocation of additional grant funding for organizations dedicated to prevention, treatment, and recovery. This move comes as the state continues to grapple with the devastating impact of drug overdoses, claiming nearly 2,000 lives last year. The 2025 grant program will provide $12 million to support nonprofit organizations across the state. These funds will be used to expand vital services, hire additional staff, and provide crucial support to individuals struggling with addiction. One such organization benefiting from this initiative is Voices of Hope, a Lexington-based recovery community center. The grant has enabled them to expand their hours of operation to 7 days a week and hire additional recovery coaches and transport drivers. These services play a crucial role in helping individuals overcome addiction and rebuild their lives. The grant application period for the 2025 funding cycle will open December 2nd and close on January the 17th. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. It looks like we had some snow finally move into the area this afternoon. We've got Sam in the Weather Center. Going to see how much snow we're going to get and how long it's going to stay this cold. That's coming up next here live at 5.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Hey everyone, Jeremy here with the Red Poppy. We're not your typical small business. We're a full floral and gift boutique, plus serve coffee and refreshers, and we have several food options as well. Stop by our convenient drive-thru on your way to work or let us deliver. Like us on Facebook and join us live at 5 each Friday where we give away great gifts. So far this year, we've given away a trip to Vegas, a trip for 4 to Disney World, and lots more. Come see us anytime and take advantage of our full menu at the Red Poppy, 5006 Atwood Drive, Suite 1 in Richmond.
Are you tired of the same food options when you're trying to decide what's for dinner? Let Mammoet Bar and Grill in Richmond ease that burden. Their one-of-a-kind menu offers fine Mexican options, plus burgers, a large selection of sandwiches and wraps, pasta, steaks, seafood, and a full list of appetizers. You can please everyone on your guest list with a trip to Mammoet Bar and Grill, located in Richmond at 2187 Lexington Road, across from Whitehall Elementary School.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Finally starting to see a little bit of snow out there. It's been kind of peppering in all afternoon. You can see on the screen there, that was our downtown camera this afternoon about noon. You can see the snow is really starting to fall there. It's kind of been on and off all day as that system has moved across the area. We've got some great pictures there of that snow coming down. Sam's going to give us a full look at the forecast now with how much snow to expect and how long this system is going to stick around.
Hi, thanks, Grenelyn, and welcome everyone. Pastor Danny Davis took this in Richmond here a little bit earlier today and allowed us to see this beautiful photo or video of some of that snow falling. You probably saw that as well. Kind of exciting, about a week out still from Thanksgiving. And we saw that snow here even on traffic camera turning over to a little bit of rain. So a little rain snow mix, didn't have any accumulation really, just a dusting in some spots. So that's the first little lobe coming through. And the more steadier stuff is on its way, pushing into southern Indiana, now entering the northern part of the state. So that's going to take hold of us tonight. A little bit steadier. We do have winter weather advisories through 10 a.m. here on Friday due to this next wave of snow. And generally speaking, this is the forecast snowfall amounts in the bluegrass region, around maybe 1 to 2 inches. In the knobs, could be up to around 2, maybe 3 inches. And getting into the Cumberland Plateau, a little bit higher elevation. Looking at the potential there in Harlan, you can see 1 to 3, maybe even 4 to 6. The bottom line is heading out the door here Friday, things are going to be slick. Have a little bit of snow and kind of that slushy, icy stuff out there until temperatures warm up. By around 9, 10 a.m. or so, everything should be just fine in the afternoon. So here's at 7 p.m. that snow over us again, a little bit steadier, and winds down through the overnight, but some of it lingers into the early morning due to the cool nature. And winds will be breezy here Friday, but things will be melting away. You can see again, generally speaking, around 1 inch, maybe up to 2 inches of snow area-wide. And we'll be into the low 40s by the afternoon, kind of hanging out there above freezing still Friday night. A mild weekend in store for us, a little bit chilly Saturday night. Want to point out a system moves in next week in 2 phases. 1, minor impacts Monday, a light shower. 2, Thanksgiving could produce rain and snow by Black Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. Back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Kind of looking forward to a little bit of snow out there. If you want to look at that full forecast, you can find it anytime at WBONTV.com. And you can also check that out on our Facebook page. Well, speaking of the winter weather that's approaching, Kentucky State Police are urging drivers to be cautious on the roads. As the first snowfall of the season is expected, troopers are advising motorists to avoid unnecessary travel. Snow, ice, and sleet significantly reduce road traction, increasing the risk of accidents and stranding. To prepare for winter weather, it's recommended to assemble an emergency kit that includes a cell phone, a phone charger, blankets, a first aid kit, jumper cables, a toolkit, a windshield scraper, road maps, sand or cat litter for added traction, a collapsible shovel, and a flashlight with extra batteries. If you find yourself stranded, there are several steps that you can take to stay safe. Move essential items from the trunk to the passenger compartment. Wrap yourself in blankets or extra clothing to stay warm. Move your arms and legs to improve circulation. Run the vehicle's engine for the heat for about 10 minutes every hour, ensuring a window is slightly open to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning. Tie a brightly colored cloth around your vehicle's antenna to signal rescuers. By following these tips and staying informed about weather conditions, you can stay safe and minimize the risks associated with winter driving. Make sure you are prepared if you go out there tonight. And those are all good tips to keep you safe during the winter season ahead. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Michael Watkins up next with the Sports Report here live at 5.
Hey y'all, it's Sawyer.
And Gus and Petey.
From Hickson Funson, Kentucky Lawyers.
Sawyer, can I ask you a question? If size matters, why did David beat Goliath?
That's because it's not the size of the dog in the fight that matters, it's the size of the fight in the dog. If you've been hurt in an accident and want local lawyers who will fight for you, call Mr. Josh Nydad again.
Call 859-777-7000 or visit honestdealers.com.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
How do you protect your family during a disaster? Have a plan of action for tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and for an incident at the Bluegrass Army Depot. Know what you will do and how you will contact each other. Having a plan helps to keep you calm and not panic. Visit EstleCountyEMA.com to get started today. Plan today for a safer tomorrow.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no farther than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
In today's Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report, Michael Watkins previews the regional championship game between Madison Central and Frederick Douglass tomorrow night in Lexington. You can hear from Indians head coach William Blair ahead of the game.
Hey everybody, and welcome into this Thursday edition of the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report. 8 teams are left in the KHSAA Class 6A playoffs, and your Madison Central Indians are one of those 8. The Indians are seeking their 3rd region championship in program history, with both of those previous wins coming in the last 6 years. In 2018, Central beat Connor for their first ever region championship. Then in 2021, the team dominated Dunbar for their 2nd. In 2022, the team made it back to the region championship game, losing to Ballard. This year, Frederick Douglass is the team standing in front of Coach Blair and his team, The Broncos came to Richmond back on October 11th and won 21-14, but not without a bit of controversy. In that game, Sean Reese appeared to cross the goal line seconds before the first half came to an end, which would have given the Indians a 14-7 halftime lead. The referees said Reese didn't score, and Frederick Douglass outscored Central 14-7 in the second half to earn the 7-point win. Since that game, they have lost only one time to the number 1 ranked team in all of the state of Kentucky, Boyle County, and they've outscored opponents 167-64. Despite all that, Coach Blair is confident in his team, especially with how they've played in the postseason, blowing out Tates Creek in round 1 and holding on to defeat Bryan Station last Friday. And he knows what the keys are for his team to advance.
We got to stop them from running an A gap up the middle, in between the tackles. Make their run game go more to the outside, and make them throw the ball. That's where Coach Chapman, he's worked so much on building this defense to stop the run and force you to make plays on the pass. They don't, unless they're winning, they rarely throw the ball. Even in the last few weeks, they went to a wildcat look with number 26 back there, and he's been pushing the run. So they are definitely a run first team. I think there might even been a couple games we threw the ball more than they did, and that's so. But that's the game plan. Offensively, we've got to make sure we're blocking our assignments. They're going to do some adjustments. Like they did last time we played, and recognize those adjustments and understand what we've got to do to fix that and making an audible at the line. And at this point, giving the keys to Herbst and let him go on and make those audibles and changes. And they're going to give us certain things. They can't stop everything. So we've just got to be smart enough to figure out what they're giving us.
The other remaining matchups in Class 6A feature Ryle and Central Hardin, Great Crossing versus Barron County, and Trinity versus Ballard. It's a wide open field, but Coach Blair is also trying to make sure his team is focused on the team in front of them, a team that has never lost to Madison Central.
It's you can't play any of those other teams unless you beat the one you're playing this week.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Frederick Douglass is we know the one you have to beat, regardless. And so whenever those other teams come around, that's of all those 7 other teams, you only have to play one of them to get into the state championship. So that's kind of our idea, and we're going to focus on Frederick Douglass, and I don't think that to bring up the other stuff and all the RPI and trying to figure out the RPI.
Yeah, same.
Friday night, I was convinced Trinity. Then I heard that Ballard beat St. X, and then Ryle beat St. X, and Ballard beat Manual, and there you go. Any Friday night. So it just shows you all those teams play great defense.
Yeah.
And so we can be in that talk, but we got to take care of this three-headed monster of the 2 running backs and Avion Chenault to move on.
You can watch the game again live tomorrow night on WBON TV Channel 9. WBON TV can be found on Spectrum in Madison County, Channel 712, and also over the air, Channel 9.1 with the antenna. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 with the kickoff at 7 p.m. for the regional championship game between Madison Central and Frederick Douglass. For the Mammoth Bar and Grill Sports Report, I'm Michael Watkins.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 news team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from Emergency Management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings. And log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV 9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach. It's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with the new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com. It's that time of year when we are day and night driving with our kids all over. Your car never stops. At Amco Transmissions, we make sure to keep you rolling. We have the latest technology, certified technicians, and longest warranty to keep your vehicles running strong. We specialize in all foreign and domestic transmissions, drivetrain, or just general maintenance. Did you know at Amco the average customer saves $1,800 in comparison to the dealer? And Amco has a longer warranty. Come see us at Amco Transmission for the best service and the cheapest prices around. AA MCO.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. One person has died following a vehicle collision in Lexington last night. Police say that officers were dispatched around 5:30 to the Georgetown Road area where a pickup truck and a white passenger vehicle had collided. 4 people, all occupants of the passenger vehicle, were hospitalized. 3 of the victims, 2 of whom are juveniles, reportedly sustained non-life-threatening injuries. However, the other victim, the 39-year-old Brian Huddle, has sustained life-threatening injuries. Huddle, according to the Fayette County Coroner's Office, later died from multiple blunt force injuries. Reportedly, the pickup truck driver was not injured during the crash. Georgetown Road was closed in both directions between Sandersville Road and Citation Boulevard as emergency crews cleared the scene. All roadways are reportedly reopened. An investigation into that collision is ongoing. Well, firefighters responded to a structure fire in Lexington this morning. According to officials, emergency crews responded to a fire at an apartment complex on Trent Boulevard around 7:20 a.m. At the scene, they saw visible smoke coming from the second-story apartment. The fire was extinguished and no injuries were reported. At this time, there's been no word on how many will be displaced due to the fire. An investigation to determine the origin and cause of that fire is ongoing. Of course, we'll have more details when those become available. Thanks so much for joining us today Live at 5. If you're going out, make sure you look out for those snowstorms. That snow showers could get a little bit of that tonight. Stay weather aware and have a wonderful afternoon. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow Live at 5.